Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, I'm going to be talking about one of the most shocking cases I just found out about coming out of the state of Florida. He stood behind her while she worked on the home computer. Standing there for a full 5 minutes, thoughts racing through his mind, adrenaline pumping through his body. Uncertain if he was committed to the decision weighing so heavily on his mind, he raised the claw end of the hammer, striking it down. Project X. I was 17 when the movie came out in 2012. It was every teenager's dream, a mega party full of drugs, sex, and rebellion. None of us that age knew what the next few years would be like, with friends going off to college, the military, or dropping out and going to prison like I did. I was living in the moment, day for day, and this movie was everything I wanted to experience in high school. Immediately after the movie came out, parties started popping up all over the country. News stations reporting Project X parties being shut down before they started, and rumors going around in schools of teens attempting to plot and plan, but teachers, parents, and law enforcement trying to intervene because they all knew a Project X party wasn't something you could minimize. If the police didn't come and nobody got arrested, you didn't do it right. A few determined youths were able to pull it off, mostly rich kids inviting everyone to their parents' mansion, but who cared? If it was the lame kid in school that had all the money, he'd be legendary for a night. Police responded to a Houston mansion with over 1,000 people going apeshit. Trash cans filled with spiked drinks. Foam machines inside of the house with girls in bikinis getting white girl wasted. But when someone started firing off a gun celebrating, an 18-year-old was struck and killed. There was already zero toleration for these parties. And I can only imagine how many people think like me. The danger and restriction only making me want to participate even more. But a Florida teen, ahead of his time, would throw a killer party in 2011, literally. Port St. Lucie, Florida was a teenager's nightmare. Built with the intentions to profit off the massive amount of retirees migrating to Florida, they were sold a dream, paradise and palm trees. The area was swamplands, transformed into livable land that over the years have been taken back by nature. You might see a few clean-cut houses before a lot of wild jungle. Nicknamed Port St. Lucie, Miami marijuana growers would buy up houses after the real estate crash, equipping them with LEDs and hydroponic systems. In 2006, local and federal authorities busted 67 of these illegal grow houses. As the population grew, the median age dropped, and the small town designed for the old was now occupied by the young with nothing to do. Half a dozen golf courses, twice as many assisted living homes, bingo halls, shuffle clubs, and 7 funeral homes. There wasn't even a downtown and zero access to the beach. Just an arcade that teens would quickly outgrow, and as a result, the crime rate started to rise along with drug use. Tyler Hadley, born December 16, 1993, was about to throw a monster party. He'd been telling his friends for weeks, but nobody really believed him. The few that knew him knew his parents were strict, and he'd never done anything like it before. Tyler wasn't a popular kid at Port St. Lucie High, but saying his parents was out of town was enough to grab attention and keep the word spreading. At 1:15 p.m. on a Saturday in July, he posted on Facebook, "Party at my crib tonight, maybe." And by 8:15, he posted, "Party at my house, hit me up." A popular high school athlete showed up with 10 of his friends as things were just getting started around 11:30 p.m. He only knew Tyler by face, a tall, skinny kid. He was quiet in school, would randomly laugh at his own jokes in class, and all of his friends were pothead pill poppers. But nothing else was going on. People who normally wouldn't associate with Tyler went to the party anyway. Tyler answering the door wearing a black tee, black Dickie shorts, and matching Air Force Ones. He seemed anxious, obviously high on ecstasy, eyes wide and pupils huge. I don't want no smoking inside. It's my parents' house. Actually, just stay in the house. You can smoke inside, I don't care. Tyler wasn't worried about smoke. He was more worried about noise and a neighbor calling the police. By now there was 60 teens in the house. Most of them had no idea whose house they were even at. Laid out on couches, playing beer pong, bottles shattering off the floor as cigarettes left burn marks on the rugs. Groups hanging out front of the house, tossing empty beer cans in the lawn. A drunk skater at one point saying it smelled like dead people in the home. Songs were playing on YouTube off the computer. The computer area was the messiest part of the house. The white keyboard had stains from brownish dried liquid, either coke or beer. Nobody cared to find out. One 17-year-old heard someone say he killed his parents, and everyone laughed. He went on to win 15 straight games of beer pong. A few people had asked Tyler where his parents were. They went to Georgia, he told one. They were in Orlando, he told another. 2 weeks earlier, Tyler was playing video games with a friend when he said he wanted to kill his parents and throw a big party. He didn't make it to the party though. His friend was visiting his grandparents in Chicago. By midnight, there was over 100 people, and by 12:30, Tyler asked someone of age to go buy more beer, giving him a wad of 20s. While Tyler waited in the car with the guy's girlfriend, he told her his father had died, but she assumed it meant a long time ago. When they got back to the house, a kid was walking around with a baggie of white pills, selling them for $1 each. Another kid selling weed. 12:45, he got a text saying the party was the biggest thing ever. Thanks for throwing it. Someone noticed the door to the bedroom was closed. Assuming people were inside getting high, he tried to open the door, but it was locked. He noticed a black smear, about a foot long under the door, that looked like an oily paint someone had tried to wipe away. By 1:15, there was a stench, smelling like old sweaty clothes that had been sitting too long. The place was a mess. The white tile floors were grimy. During the beer pong game, the ball hit the floor, rolling under the table. It came to rest in a brown, thick, sticky substance. Grossed out, the kid washed it off in the sink and kept playing. Tyler asked a friend that was leaving the party if they could speak privately. Dude, I did some things. I might go to prison. I might go away for life. I don't know, dude, I'm freaking out right now. What are you talking about? Dude, I know you're not gonna believe me. No one will believe me. I freaking killed somebody. His friend said to him, dude, you killing somebody is your own business. Don't be telling me that sort of thing. I don't need to know. Another kid leaving the party thanked Tyler. Tyler said he just wanted to do something fun before he left. The kid asked, where are you going? Tyler said he's going to kill himself. He gave hints to others in the party, saying if he didn't die, he'd be going away for life, and they'd soon find out why. Tyler and his friend Michael walked to the stop sign at the end of the block. Turning to Michael, he said, I killed my parents. Michael, not believing him, said, yeah, right. Michael, I'm being real. I'm not lying to you. If you look closely enough, you can see signs. Michael looked at the garage. Both of his parents' cars were there. Looking in the garage, he turned on the light and saw a bloody shoe print. Immediately backing out, shutting the door behind him. Bringing him to the master bedroom, he could see the stain under the door. Tyler unlocked it and Michael saw dining room chairs and blood-soaked towels in a huge pile. Under it, he could see a white leg. Before the party started around 5 p.m., Tyler had hid his parents' cell phones so they couldn't call for help. He listened to Lil Boosie's Feeling Lucky song to pump himself up. Popping 3 X pills, he went into the garage and found a claw hammer. He stood behind her while she worked on the home computer, standing there for a full 5 minutes, thoughts racing through his mind, adrenaline pumping through his body. Uncertain if he was committed to the decision weighing so heavily on his mind, he raised the claw end of the hammer, striking down on his mother's head. She screamed. His father ran out of the master bedroom hearing his wife screaming. A 6'1", 300-pound man staring at his son and bloody wife. He asked Tyler, why? Locking eyes for several moments. Tyler shouted, why the fuck not, and kept screaming it as he beat his father to death. Wrapping towels around their heads, he dragged them into the master bedroom, burying them under every piece of evidence he could find. Shattered glass, dishes, bloody towels, books, pillowcases. It took him 3 hours to clean all the blood and gore. Taking a shower, he looked in the mirror laughing. He told the story to his friend Michael, but Michael didn't leave the party. He stayed another 45 minutes, even taking a picture with Tyler. 2 a.m., word of another party had people leaving. A neighbor was fed up with the noise, calling the police. 2 officers arriving minutes later, but by that time there was less than 60 people in the house. Telling them to be quiet and hide in his room, Tyler answered the door. A few moments later, the cops left and the party started again. By 2:30, it was clear something was wrong with Tyler. Michael grabbed 10 Percocet pills that Tyler had planned to kill himself with before leaving, hiding them in a closet. Tyler turned all the lights off in the front rooms to avoid more attention from the police. At 4:40 a.m., he posted on Facebook, "Party at my house again, hit me up." The party might have gone on forever if the police weren't already at his door. Michael had called the Crime Stoppers hotline and told them everything. The funeral service for his parents had close to 1,000 people, more than the actual party. 2 coffins lying in front of the altar. Tyler had a history of mental health issues, his mother admitting him to a mental hospital clinic where he was forced to attend therapy. His mother's work friend had once asked her if she thought Tyler would hurt her. She only worried he'd hurt himself. His friend spoke of the pressure from his parents, wanting him to be someone he wasn't. Anything he tried to do, in their eyes he was wrong, and it broke him. In a letter from jail to his grandparents, he wished he'd never taken a pill, saying none of this would have ever happened. He regretted everything he did, blaming the drugs. But he told Michael he waited for his brother to move out before killing his parents, 6 weeks before it happened. An inmate at the jail testified he planned the murder 3 weeks before, saying, "You should have come to the party. It was awesome." He felt like a celebrity in jail, signing letters to fans that wrote him as Hammer Time. After the murder hit the news, kids from the party began to find out what had happened. One saying, "Wow, I just went to the party of a lifetime. It's messed up what he did, but 20 years from now, I'll be able to say I was there. I hate Port St. Lucie, but that's kinda cool." Tyler Hadley received 2 life sentences for the murder of his parents. Now, I would have loved to go to a Project X party and turn up, whatever, pop this, pop that, hang out, but nothing like this. And I don't know how the hell nobody could tell that smell was bodies. I mean, unless you just think it's a mix of weed, alcohol, and a bunch of stank ass people. But if you've ever smelled a dead body, it's got a scent to it. Not saying that I have, but I watch TV like everybody else. This kid sounds sick as hell, and it even broke down in jail. He was getting beat up and jumped. It's not like he went in there and he was a superstar celebrity to the inmates. He was only that to the people on the street. And inside of prison, he became a teacher's aide. He ended up going to confinement because he bucked school. He got charged with possession of a weapon. He's only a year older than me. And I'm honestly surprised that I never ran into him at the JIT camp. Maybe because of his charges, they just put him in adult prisons. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad I never ran into his crazy ass. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with Charlie. Y'all rocking with me. Till next time.